What is up, homies? Welcome to a nice little set of trailer reactions from Heroes Reforged. It was the Super Bowl. I didn't watch it. I don't know if you guys did. Hector, you probably were flying. We're putting out a podcast tomorrow, so we got enough work to do to get that podcast out. But there were some TV spots that dropped. We're gonna watch them. Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible, How to Train Your Dragon. Whichever ones are ass, they're not gonna end up in this video. Whichever ones are good, we'll keep them in. Because why would we?
Yeah.
But in the meantime, if you guys want to check out all the stuff that we're watching, we have uncut reactions for things like Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Invincible, all the movies and all the shows on our Patreon. Some things may not make it to YouTube, so if they're not on YouTube, go check the Patreon. And like I said, we have a podcast coming out every single Monday, the Heroes Reforged podcast. This week we're talking about Superman and the state of the DC universe.
Oh,
it's a really good episode. It's really good. Yeah,
it's
really
one of my favorite
great
conversations I've had with you guys in a long time. So yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
You know, we've avoided the topic of DC on this channel for several years now, and now I feel like it's maybe
it's safe to come out. It's safe to come out. Yeah,
we're grabbing that bull by the balls, boys. We're grabbing it. We're hitting it hard. And the beautiful thing is that for those watching right now, you don't even have to subscribe to another channel. It's just on this channel. So go check out, like Adam said, the first episode of our Heroes Reforged podcast. Episode 2, by the time you're watching this, it's out. Guys, it's going to be a wonderful summer, so make sure that you are subscribed, share it with your friends, because the more that thing blows up, the more we're going to be able to do cool stuff like watch all the Jurassic movies and put all those reactions on YouTube for you guys. So that's what you want. We'll do it.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
All right, you guys ready to jump into the first trailer? The first one is Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Yeah. Count us down, bud.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming.
It's true.
Who will keep
Is that Sentry?
Hey, what?
safe?
I think so.
No, I don't think Sentry has those kinds of powers.
Right out there.
I think that's the Void.
You are gonna help me.
I think that is.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not super.
So what, do we all just punch and shoot?
Yeah.
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Jesus.
Everyone here has done
Excellent.
bad things. You can't escape the past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you can do something about it now, or live with it forever.
Oh my God. This band of misfits.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors?
Ooh.
Oh,
it is Sentry. Oh, damn.
Is it? I don't think so.
It is. Oh,
No
yeah.
one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
Oh, man.
That's why we need each other.
Wow.
Okay, that was really
No.
Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
This has makings of team that can rise to glory.
Bucky, John Walker, Red Guardian, Ghost, Taskmaster, and
Interesting.
Come on. Do it.
This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box
Oh my God. That's why the poster looks like that.
with a little giddy toy.
Oh my Lord.
oh my God,
Here's the
Bucky with
thing.
the arm save.
Wheaties never had a toy.
Ding.
How many times are they going to change that logo?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I'd like not to die today, so maybe somebody else should be driving.
Hey,
Aye.
guys. Wonderful
Aye,
vibes.
okay.
Wonderful
That looks
vibes.
great.
Yeah.
All about it.
Yeah.
We've said it before. We said it on the first trailer. You know, the thing that really stood out to me when I was were we all in the Comic-Con? Yeah, we were. We were all in the Comic-Con panel for Marvel.
Yes, we were.
And I think the thing that really stood out, and it still stands out, is stylistically, I'm not going to talk about color correction because we could talk about that all day and how flat everything looks these days. But just the sort of the tone of the film. It feels different, and it feels like something we haven't experienced in quite some time from a Marvel movie. I don't want to go as far as to say it feels like Winter Soldier, because to me that's more crime, espionage, thriller. This is still crime, thriller with a little hint of comedy because of the characters that are in this movie. You're inherently going to get that sort of humor with this like ragtag bunch of heroes and anti-heroes and, you know, all that stuff. I really like it though. I like that it doesn't feel like something that we just saw. And I think it's a nice contrast with what's coming out this year between Captain America and all the shows that are coming out. I feel like this is going to be one of those films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, hopefully for the first time in a long time, that maybe not as many people flock to at first, but as people come out of it the first weekend, people are going to go, dude, you got to see Thunderbolts. It's really good. Here's why. So that's sort of my hopes for this, because I love this cast. I mean, you've got, and also the cast is a draw. Like, let's be honest, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Sebastian Stan, you know, like it is a draw. So I think it has more going for it than maybe people are willing to give it credit for.
100%. I think it's like so frustrating when I've seen people that are MCU fans or superhero movie fans, and I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper here, comic book fans, when they say stuff like, who asked for this movie? I'm not looking forward to this movie, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm like, I believe that if you are familiar with some of these characters and some of their stories in the comics, you're extremely excited about this movie. For a lot of different reasons. There's the potential for a lot of big surprises in this movie, and that's what's really exciting. But I agree with everything you said, Adam. The really great thing about this is that as I'm rewatching this, it's not so much about the sort of visual look of it, because I do think that when you have all of these characters, they're all the grounded characters. They say in this trailer, none of us have powers. We just punch and shoot. Like, they're calling it out before the audience can call it out. Even when this movie was announced with this cast a couple years ago, the audience and the comic book familiar audience, they called it out where they're like, hey, hang on a minute. The Thunderbolts usually has the Abomination or, you know, other characters that have like superpowers or other villains, or what exactly is this? These are sort of the anti-heroes or the heroes of the MCU. But I think that this movie is pitch perfect Marvel because it is taking the tone of, let's say, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy, and it is mashing it with the world and the grounded tone of Winter Soldier. And I also think it's a great, like, in between. It's like the cream filling of the Oreo we're getting this summer with Cap and Fantastic Four. Because I'm like, those two movies, in my mind, are like, you need to make this movie if you're Marvel Studios. You need to make Captain America with Sam Wilson as Cap. You need to make Fantastic Four. And the way they're doing those movies feels really exciting for me. You're putting Red Hulk in this movie over here. That's great. You're making this one over here set in the 60s. What's it going to deal with the multiverse? That's great. But then in the middle is this like unknown factor. It still has an asterisk on its title. And it's this unknown factor of like, this feels like it's Marvel Studios going back over the past couple of years and going, okay, what popped? You know what? Wyatt Russell in this TV show really popped. You know what? We really like Ghost and we really like Taskmaster. And we sort of left them in a place where could they go next? They could go here next. You know what? Bucky pops. You know what? Yelena and her dad, Red Guardian. We got to put these characters together. And that feels more like and of course, adding Sentry is a whole nother thing, but just this core cast, it's like, we're doing this because we like these actors. This might not be something that the comics have necessarily lined up with this cast, but like our projects, the same way Agatha got a show. I want Marvel Studios to greenlight the no-brainer thing and then the surprising thing, and then the no-brainer thing and then the surprise. Like, that's how it should work. So this to me is the surprising thing. This to me is them looking at their chemistry of their actors and going, we got to get these guys in the same movie. This is going to be a good time. And so far too, it looks like the script is really sharp and really funny. And it's also letting these actors flex, and it's letting Red Guardian be Red Guardian. Like, yeah, I'm so excited about this in a way that I think I might even be more excited than Cap, because Cap, I feel like I know what to expect more. And I feel like it's the difference between, there are people who like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies more than the Avengers movies. And that's fine. And people will say, well, the Guardians movies are better. And I think that that's debatable and arguable. And that's a great argument to have. I think that's great. But within the universe, the Avengers is like the surefire. They're the big show. They're the ones that, yeah, this is kind of what a superhero movie should be and a Marvel movie should be. And then Guardians comes out of nowhere and it's this weird little underdog. So Captain America, Brave New World feels like the Avengers. This feels like a weird little side project. And then Fantastic Four feels like Fantastic Four or like the Avengers at that level or like, whatever. So insanely excited about this. And I'm kind of glad they didn't show us Sentry. I'm glad that hopefully this is going to make people go, yo, what was that shadow thing? Yeah, good. Good.
Yeah.
Ask that question.
What is that?
Ask it.
Is Sentry just going to pop his head in one go? I think, Hector, you to go back to something you talked about is where people are saying they didn't ask for something. I feel like we need to make a whole podcast episode about people who say stupid shit like that. Because I'm like, yeah, dude, you didn't ask for shit. You don't know what you want. Let these writers write, dude. Like, be quiet, shut up, watch it or don't watch it. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to say shit. If you don't like it, fine. If you love it, cool, celebrate it. That's A-okay. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. I'm excited for this movie. I like the weird one-off, out of left field type movies that come and surprise you, because I feel like I'm already going to like Fantastic Four. I feel like I'm already going to like Cap. This is the movie where I'm like, win me over. Show me something cool. Why do I love Florence Pugh so much? Like, am I just, when I saw her at Comic-Con, I was like, I understand why people are so drawn to this woman. Because I'm like, okay, cool. She's got that magnetic like star power where you just want to see what she's up to.
Good actor.
So yeah, she's been in so much stuff. So I'm just excited for this project. I can't wait to see it. It's probably my most anticipated movie secretly. Shh, don't tell anybody. My secretly most anticipated movie. Yeah, don't tell Fantastic Four. Don't tell Cap.
Yeah, and I mean that is a really good point, because, and I see this all the time on Twitter, people talking about like how these studios should make these movies, and I'm like, if you were to put certain types of people in charge of making these movies, you would get a hodgepodge of things that don't make sense, they're not coherent, and they are not servicing the characters, they're servicing what fans want, and that's never going to be what a general moviegoer will flock to, because they do not read comic books.
Right.
So like, also, you're gonna
they don't know shit about making movies or marketing or production or VFX or directing.
All the same tone. It would be like 3 movies released in one year from a superhero universe, all the same tone, all for just one type of audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it would be. When it's like, if you're a good movie
just
producer
beige.
and you that's it. And you are working on a big franchise that has a potential to reach out to different types of audiences. You do that. You do that to strengthen the brand, bring in more eyeballs, and make it and continue to keep yourself relevant.
If Star Wars listened to all their fans, every single movie would be a 2-hour-long lightsaber fight. That's it.
Maybe The Force Unleashed.
That's it.
Over and over and over and over and over
just over and over again. Just one dude wrecking everything with a lightsaber. That's it.
Yeah, and there's somebody watching right now going like, yes, thank you. That's all I want. Yes. And you go, okay, well, I guess we rest our case.
You don't deserve Star
Let's
Wars.
move on to the next trailer.
Let's
move on to the next one.
We're harping.
Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. We are going to be revisiting the Mission Impossible films. We don't know, obviously, if this is going to be the final reckoning. In fact, like, we'll never see Ethan Hunt again. But if it is, it's the perfect opportunity to revisit these films.
Tom Cruise ain't going nowhere.
We'll see. But the one thing that I'm very confident in, if it is the last Mission Impossible film with Tom Cruise, it is on Tom Cruise's. It is like his duty to end this character's story. It's on him. It's all on him. He's a producer. He's so invested in this franchise. He will literally die for this audience if he has to. And I respect that. You know, he's a little nuts, but I respect
Don't ask him to do that. Don't ask him to do that. We don't need him to do that. It's fine.
Yeah. He will if it'll make you happy.
Have you seen the behind the scenes of these movies? I'm sure.
Some of them. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Is this the one with Is this the one with the motorcycle jump off the cliff?
No. That was the last one.
Dude.
No, that was the last one.
This is the one that
we'll get there,
hasn't come out yet.
Listen, man, all these movies just jumble in my head, dude. They are all the same to me. So I need to rewatch
because they're all one epic saga of Ethan Hunt.
Right.
That's why.
Okay. All right, let's check out this TV spot. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
It's been a long time, Ethan.
Your mission, should you choose to accept. Everything you are.
The first movie. The knife from the first movie.
You've done.
The rabbit's foot from the third movie.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames from all the movies.
Yikes.
One last time.
This white boy is crazy. I'll tell you.
I'm telling you, man. I am telling you.
Crazy, man. Dude is crazy.
Every time they release those behind the scenes clips of like him and Macquarie up on a plane or up in, and literally anything that doesn't require 2 feet being on the ground, I'm always terrified to see what we're going to get. But, like I really respect how much heart and how much passion he has for filmmaking, because truthfully, I did not expect Top Gun Maverick to be as good as it was. No. I kind of thought it was going to be a wash.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, one of my favorite films of that year, 2022, whatever it was.
It's so good. It's such a good movie.
Like those flying sequences are truly remarkable. Like what they captured and what they did and what they created in CG and how they blended it all together to make it really feel cohesive was really, really well done. So like if there's anybody that I trust that they are trying to put spectacle on screen and I feel like I'm going to get my money's worth, Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are some of the few people that I really believe when they say that. And like these movies are worth the IMAX ticket to go see them on the biggest, best possible screen and sound system possible. And if it's the last one, I definitely want to be there for it.
Damn it, if these movies aren't well produced and Christopher McQuarrie really brings it even at the story level, they're so mythic in quality. They're so good at crafting these moments around these characters that like, dude, Simon Pegg started as like a guy in the chair in Mission Impossible 3, and now he's like this vital member of the team. And if anything happens to him, I'm gonna cry. And like Ving Rhames is such a great presence on screen in anything that he's in. But this character, with his relationship with Ethan, like it's great. It's great, dude. I really love these characters. So it's gonna be real fun to rewatch all these movies with you guys. It's gonna be great. So make sure to join our Patreon. Check it out, Uncut Reaction, and they're going to be coming to YouTube in the summer. But make sure you get on our Patreon.
Maybe,
all right,
maybe, big maybe.
Should we go to the next one?
How to Train Your Dragon. I don't remember exactly when this movie's coming out.
Adam, you have no thoughts. You've never seen the animated movie. You have no thoughts.
True.
You don't have to.
That is not true at all. I've seen the first one. Yeah.
You haven't seen 2 and 3.
The first one.
Didn't
we watch the first one together?
No, that was Kung Fu Panda.
You have it on your own.
It was Kung Fu Panda.
That's right.
Yeah.
We saw it in 3D.
I got the first 3 on 3D Blu-ray over here.
Dude.
I think that's all you need, just to having seen the first one.
Yeah.
And then
this trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies of all time.
Oh, I love the first movie.
These movies are so good, and they get better as they go. That's the cool thing about this trilogy. So to watch them go the Disney route and do a live action scene, I'm very weary on this. What are you going to do? What's it going to add? I'm not sure. Let's hit these first 30 seconds and then maybe I'll have some thoughts, because
let's see.
This is my first look.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Like I said, you haven't seen the other trailer for this? This is your first look?
No.
I'm the first Viking who wouldn't kill a dragon.
First to ride one, though.
All right, bud, you ready?
That music. Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
Come on. Here it goes.
The dragons look pretty legit. Okay. All right.
Oh,
it looks
real
exactly the same as the animated movie. I'll go see it in 3D.
It looks shot for shot for the animated movie.
Well, and that is something that I've seen people talk about too. They did comparisons of the actual trailer to the movie, and there's a lot of shot for shot stuff. And I think that's also a really fascinating conversation that we should have maybe on our podcast when this movie comes out. Is if you're going to adapt or remake a movie that came before and it's in a different medium, is it fair to just basically rip it off and do a shot-for-shot remake? Or should you add something new?
This is even the same director, you guys. That's the other thing. It's just like, hey,
wow.
dude.
Same thing.
And yes, and the original came out in 2008.
Yeah.
And it's the question of what is this going to add to the story with the same director, with the same storytellers, in a sense? Like, do they have anything new to say? Is there anything when you ask the director, like,
I don't
hey,
ask that question no more.
But that question is tied to, what's the point of this? What is it worth?
I know.
You know, and I go to, yes, you also hire creatives. And this director is doing this job not just for the money. He's got to have some reason. Otherwise, he would be like, I'm going to pass. You know, unless the money is so good that he's like, okay, I'm forcing myself to do this crap remake just for the money. I'm not so cynical as to believe that, because this guy came from animation. And it's the question of when Disney does it and they've done their remakes to, in my opinion, mostly misses, but with a couple of hits. I think about Maleficent as the remake of Sleeping Beauty, which is like, well, now let's do it from Maleficent's point of view. That's an interesting angle, you know? And will this have an angle, or is this going to be another thing that people point to and go, well, see, now Hollywood is just reinforcing the idea that live action is superior to animation, right? That like, and because the CG and the animation of the original film was so good, the sequences here where they're flying, where he's flying with Toothless for the first time in those canyons, I'm like, I know all that CG. It looks pretty damn close to the original animated movie. You're just superimposing a live action actor in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a compliment to the original animation and how good that movie looked and still holds up from 2008. And it's a little bit of a diss on modern CG fantasy filmmaking that like, dang, you guys just kind of look like DreamWorks animated movies from 2008. Like, you know, yeah. So I got mixed feelings on this because, yeah, dude, I hear the music and I'm like, oh, but that's great. So
yeah, of course. I just
what's
feel
gonna happen? I
like
don't know.
these movies are just straight up cash grabs. Like when a movie studio sees another movie studio with a formula that's working, they're going to do the same thing. And honestly, I don't like any of the live action remakes Disney's made. Not even Maleficent. I don't even like that movie. I feel like they're cheap cash grabs that slap animation in the face, basically. Even if it's the same director, dude. Like we don't know their motives and their artistic integrity to the things they're doing. People change over time. And not to sound like a downer, but I hate that shit. Like I really hate the fact that we feel like we have to make a movie legit because it's animated. And so making a live action all of a sudden just like, oh, now it reaches a wider audience. That's bullshit. I don't like it. I'm upset. And a movie like
we made
a trilogy.
Mad. We made him mad, Adam.
Well, not you guys specifically. This whole remaking of animated series into live action, like I really dislike it. So this just seems like another cash grab to me, but I'll give it a shot, man. Like hopefully, I hope you're right, Hector. Like hopefully there is some kind of message or something cool that the director might have said, hey, I wish I could have fixed this. Or I wish I could have made this stronger. And I will say this because Invincible is so goddamn strong and I had no critiques for it. Well, I had some critiques for the comics, but like the Invincible animated series is so strong that I'm willing to give it a shot and say, hey, like hopefully you have something cool to do with this. But if not, I just hope it's just not another cash grab.
Because Invincible feels like, and even that, I'm like, that is a cash grab. Everything that's produced to try to make a profit is a cash grab, technically. But like Invincible was also an unknown quantity. And it does feel like with the writers on that show, that they are looking back at the original source material and going, okay, what can we tweak and improve? What can we add? What can we? And that's great. And the other thing it makes me think of is the HBO Watchmen series, also a cash grab.
God.
Also from Warner Brothers just being like, we need a Watchmen anything. Damon Lindelof, will you do it? You like comic books. We don't understand them. Will you please help us? That has something to say about
one of the greatest things I've ever seen is that
really. So this doesn't feel like that. But then again, this is a 30-second Super Bowl spot, or even the trailer was just kind of being like, hey, here's those moments you remember as Hiccup touching Toothless for the first time. That's all it's been. So, you know, what's the script of this movie? Like, what is all of that stuff? And if it is something new and unique and just adds to the original film series and adds to the world, I'm going to be so happy that it exists. But if it's like Augustine saying, just following the trend that Disney has been doing just to make money, and that sucks. Don't live action remake Kung Fu Panda. Don't live action remake Shrek. Don't do anything else, DreamWorks. Just stop. Oh, you know that they talked about it. You know that they've been like, what can we do next?
It's probably
can we live action next?
Honestly, I feel like they were having that conversation about Shrek, and then they were like, I think it would look too weird in live action, so let's just make another sequel. Truthfully.
Good.
Yeah.
And you think, I mean, again, look at the studio too. And we just talked about it, you know, Universal Studios. What do they have? What franchise do they have? They've got the Fast and the Furious. And what else? Like, what's another franchise that comes from? No, that's Warner Brothers. They have the rides, but so I don't know. Like, I think that's the thing with some of these studios. Some of them don't have a property that they can kind of like rely on for constant hits. So they're looking at other things, things like their animation stuff, everything. Didn't Universal also put out didn't Universal also do the Super Mario Brothers movie? Yeah. So
Illumination. Guys, just remake an animated movie that wasn't that amazing to begin with. Sorry, do Brave Little Toaster in live action. Do that. Improve on do a more obscure animated movie that maybe didn't quite hit, except for the Iron Giant. I swear to God, if anybody touches Iron Giant,
don't touch that movie.
Burn Warner Brothers to the ground. Don't do it. But any other animated Quest for Camelot was a Warner Brothers animated movie that didn't hit. Do that one. Do the original Land Before Time in live action with CG. There you go, Universal. There's your next franchise. Do that.
And I also think that these studios. I also think these studios are banking on our nostalgia, because we'll go to the theaters and we'll be watching some movie with our kids, and we'll be sitting there going, "Oh, they're remaking. Oh, I gotta take you to see it. I love this movie 16 years ago." I think that they're also banking on that thought process. But I think like for people like us, we are looking at it kind of like, I don't know, man. Like if you are just doing and look, I like Disney stuff. I did not grow up on those animated films like a lot of other people did. Lion King was probably the one that I saw the most. And I just absolutely did not care for that live action CG hybrid remake. I didn't care
so much so that you didn't go see Mufasa, which was at least a different angle. At least it was a different take. That you were like, nah, I didn't like the live action to begin with.
Yeah. So
Adam,
I don't know. It's tricky.
Did you just remind us that How to Train Your Dragon came out 16 years ago?
Is that 17 years ago almost? Is that the math? Yeah. Sorry.
Somewhere around there. Dude. Somewhere around there.
Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the last one, which is definitely not a cash grab.
I will say I just got the original 3 on 4K Blu-ray, and I cannot wait to watch them in super high def.
Very nice.
Cool.
I'm so excited.
I got them all in 3D Blu-ray. I got them all in 3D Blu-ray.
I also have all the 3Ds, so I got my little
combined.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The ultimate viewing experience, my friends. All right.
Talk about one.
Cash grab. Go to Jurassic
World. Not a cash grab at all. We literally just did this trailer. So this 61 seconds of footage better be different. Otherwise, I'm going to be real pissed that I just sat through this. But we're doing Jurassic World Rebirth. This is the big game spot. I'm ready if you guys are.
Count us down.
Ready.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
So far, the same footage.
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
I like the music, though.
Me too.
For the original Jurassic Park.
Please don't say they're raptors.
They're raptors.
The worst of the worst. We're left here.
Once again, who brings kids to these islands? Why?
Yeah.
They always sneak on the boat. They sneak on the plane, those kids.
That's true.
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong.
Jesus.
Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
Jesus.
I mean, I think the effects look like pretty fantastic, dude. They look really good.
I don't think the effects are the issue.
Footage, so we can cut this out if we want, Adam. We can cut it out, but literally the exact same footage.
The one thing that I do want to say about this trailer, and I didn't notice this until I watched like the high def version off of the press site, Gareth Edwards is trying really hard to make it look like a film from the 90s. And what I mean by that is like there's film grain on it, there's halation on like lights, and you don't see any of that in the YouTube version, obviously, because it's compressed completely. But I was watching, I was going like, you know what? Stylistically, this actually looks really cool. And you know, the sequel trilogy, you know, it is what it is. They try to kind of have it be stylistic and copy a little bit of what the original one did. Too shiny. And this one tries to, you know, not degrade the image, but it's kind of similar to what Matt Reeves did on the Batman. Putting the image through a process where it looks like it's a little bit more of like lived in and grainy and just has a little bit more characteristics and personality. And he did something like that with the creator too. And so I at least appreciate that those details are being put into the image rather than, like you're saying, just make it look glossy and shiny. Cause I just don't find that appealing with a lot of modern films.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
we haven't
it's
talked
more or
about
less
it
the same
really,
stuff we
but
saw.
yeah, we haven't talked about it really, but I could not connect to the story and the creator, but damn it, that movie was pretty, dude. I really loved the visuals of that
Still
movie.
haven't seen
that
it.
Gareth Edwards movie. Yeah, it's very good, very pretty. If you don't like shiny and you like dirty, you're gonna like that movie, Adam. It looks good and dirty. We don't like shiny. We like dirty.
I mean,
there you have it. Thunderbolts was the winner of the Super Bowl, I think.
Absolutely.
And Kendrick Lamar.
I think so.
I think both of those.
Yeah.
I think they both won Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I think Thunderbolts is like, out of all these, Thunderbolts is my number one so far, just based on footage we've seen. And then Mission Impossible is like right behind it because I've seen very limited things from it. They are very secretive with that movie franchise, which I totally understand. But I'm sure when it comes out, that'll be maybe my top dog. But we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
But guys, let us know your thoughts. Which trailer from the Super Bowl was your favorite? What are your thoughts on all the movies and all the trailers? How do you feel about animated films being adapted to live action? Shot for shot.
That's going to be that is going to be a topic.
Otherwise.
We're going to talk about that on the podcast. We're going to talk about that on the podcast.
We gotta.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Check out everything else that we're watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
That's why we are watching.